Good afternoon. It is Saturday the 22nd of August and you join us, well, we're in Cocking off the South Downs Way, and today we're at the back of my shoddy old work van. There's the bikes, there's the backpacks. We are finally getting out for a wild camp on the South Downs. It's windy as hell, up to 40-mile-an-hour winds, and we're in a tarp, so it's going to be an interesting one. We're only doing a 20-mile ride, 10 miles, 11 miles out, maybe 11 back. Well, it will be if we do 11. So, welcome along on this one, and let's see how this one goes. Welcome back, that's us set off. We've literally, at the end of this lane is where the car is. Guy on a gravel bike, blasting up ahead. So, Lucy's second proper weekend on the bike, and it's now a bike packing trip, so she's doing well. Oh, it's good to get out. What we plan to do is do about 10-11 miles to Amberley, stop at the pub, have something to eat, mile back up the hill and pitch the tarp somewhere. Oh yeah, looking forward to this. It should be good, eh love?
Yeah, it'll be lovely. Yeah, it's ready for our holiday next week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're off to North Wales and Scotland, well, the borders, in the camper, so it should be good. Next week as well. This is one of the water stops on the South Downs Way. There's the sign, and there's the water stop. And we are just going up here. And that's the first climb virtually out the way. Following the signs as we always will for the South Downs. There's Lucy whizzing off up ahead. So it's a bit of a test for her bike, this. We're doing 20 to 22 miles and she's fully loaded, well, reasonably loaded should I say. Obviously I've got the tarp and stuff on. And she has got a bottle of wine on her. So yeah, good range test, and we'll get an idea of what her 420 watt battery can do. Right, let's keep on riding. Another climb after the descent. There goes Lucy, easy. You can see in the distance those two lines. That's the trail we just came down, and off she goes. I've got to catch her up. Well, 7.63 miles in, and like I said, we're probably only doing 11. Lucy's bike's down to 76%. Yep. Mine has just dropped down, so it's used 20%. So fully loaded, that's not bad. We'll easily get the ride done and back. Oh, it's good to be out again.
It's actually really warm, isn't it?
It is really warm. Welcome back. Well, we've just had a stop here. We're where you can see the riders in the distance, just over this cornfield. That's the valley we're dropping into, which is Horton and Amberley. We've done about 9.5 miles, and we did it in an hour. So, yeah, good job we left it till late to leave. Really, they're so much quicker, aren't they, darling? Yeah,
we'd get bored if we got it.
Yeah,
left
exactly.
This morning.
So we're going to head down. We're going to see if the pub's open. Cross the river Arun, isn't it? Yeah. The one we canoed at years ago. Yeah, when we stayed in the grounds of Arundel. And then we're going to get a pint and see if we can have something to eat at the pub, even if it's open. But a lot of these country ones you have to book first, even to have a drink.
The pub's definitely open.
It's definitely.
I don't know whether or not you have to book in advance
okay.
to even drink there, so I don't know.
Right, we don't know whether we've got to book in advance, but like I said, we've got backup wine. So we're going to get back on the bikes, and I'll see you probably at the pub or at the river. So 11.6 miles later, we made it to the pub. Happy days. And we're just about to have, what are we having, sea bass?
I fancy the sea bass with samphire, lemon and pea risotto.
Yeah. Nice. Tell you what though, Give you an idea of the prices of the pubs down this way.
2 glasses, man.
2 glasses of wine and 1 coffee, 18 quid.
18.75.
£18.75. That's why we go to, that's why we head up north all the time. Okay, we've had a lovely meal. Sea bass, lemon risotto, samphire, the whole lot.
Pardon me.
And, pardon you. It went down rather well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so we've now got a bottle of wine to finish when we set up camp. So, bikes are ready. Last little climb for the day. We're climbing back up the hill we just rode down, and we're going to stay next to a big pile of manure. Back over the bridge, up the hill. This is one of the worst things about e-bikes, when you get to a kissing gate that you can't get a bike through. Oh my god! They are not light.
I'll get the back of it.
Okay. They are not light. Yeah, so that's worth bearing in mind. If you're going to do a trail with loads and loads of styles, better do your weights before you go.
There's no room, is there, to get a bike through
No,
there?
no
Not a
way.
chance.
Not one of these. Okay, so this is the beautiful River Arun. I don't know if you've watched our videos for a while, but we did a wild camp on here and we ended up staying in the grounds further that way. It was brilliant. And this, in the distance, that white chalk line going up, that's where we're going to stay tonight, at the top of there. So just one climb back up, about a mile and a half, and we will be there. So we'll see you when we set up camp. Well, Lucy's just scouting out over there, but we think this is the South Downs way. We're gonna pitch here. Bit windy, we'll put the back of the tarp to, excuse me, that's that dinner repeating on me after the climb. We're gonna put the back of the tarp facing this way, so we'll face that way. Obviously we won't have the views, but we won't have the wind either. Here's as good as any, Lou, isn't it?
This will have to do it.
Yeah. Right, this is going to be home for the night. Well, we're all set up. There we are, an MOD trail style copy, which will do the job fine tonight. We've got a little bit of shelter from all this, and yeah, we're just going to set the beds out, and this is our home for the night. Brilliant. So I'm going to get my bed blown up, get my sleeping bag rolled out, and just get comfortable, because the entrance is really low. I tried to keep it as low to the ground, but my god, you can see the pegs we've used. Every one it's bent. It's just solid stone in the ground. So you have to bash hell out of it to get your pegs through. Bit of a pain. I should have bought my titaniums, but I didn't think. So we've had to, couldn't get a peg in here at all, so I've had to tie it to the bike, which isn't a bad thing. But Lucy's bike is also tethering the tent, but
I going to wobble it.
yeah, this little gadget here, this little rear light, it's got a remote control that fits on the handlebar. It's about 30 quid, 30 or 40 quid, but it's a backlight, but it's also got a brake light in it, which works brilliantly. But if I start handling the bike, so if someone comes in the night and they start nicking it, there you go. As soon as you touch it, it gives you a warning. If I do it again, have you got the remote control?
Yeah.
Right, I'll do it again. Listen to this. So, pretty damn good for 30 quid. It's really good. The only thing I would say is it's a little bit oversensitive. So I'm a bit worried about it on the back of the camper. We don't want that going off in the middle of the night, especially not if we're on a campsite. But yeah, that's a good bit of peace of mind. Great little gadget, really good. You're gonna, there you go, the alarm's set again. There you go. Alarm on, we're ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna get me my bed and that set up in the tent. Speak to you in a while. Welcome back. We've a spider hanging from my camera. Right, we've set up. The wine is on the go. Excuse the state of the place. Don't know why there's a random bowl of pineapple. Don't know why we bought that.
Because it was in the fridge and it'll go off by the time we get home.
So as you can see, we're open to the elements tonight and to the wind. But the wine is on the go. Cheers.
Cheers.
And it's great to be back out wild camping.
First one in ages.
Good evening. Well, it's getting on now. It's about 10 o'clock. We've not done a lot. We've been watching some of Netflix, haven't we?
Yep.
So, the stars tonight, wow, we've been watching Elon Musk satellites fly by and crossing paths and stuff like that. Well, we think they must be his. So, we are going to go to bed, and we will wish you a good night, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Oh, well, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. We had a really good night's sleep. Wind died down in the middle of the night, picked back up about 5 in the morning, and the only thing that disturbed me was a jogger at 4:30 in the morning. He's obviously running the South Downs in 2 days. What a funny noise. So yeah, really good night's sleep. It's amazing. We drank the bottle of wine last night, and every time I go camping, if I go wild camping, no headache, nothing. It's the best way to have a drink when you're outdoors. So there's Lucy's bike there, still tied up and alarmed. And the alarm didn't go off, thank heavens, did it?
Nope.
No. So we're going to get a cup of coffee and wake up for a little while, because we've only been awake for 5 minutes. I'll catch you a bit later. Oh, he's going for it, isn't he? A little bit of morning rumpy pumpy. Lucky little bugger. Hello again. Well, not a bad view. See this old tractor? He didn't finish work till 9:15 last night, and he was out by 6:30 this morning. He's earning his money at the moment, as they all are. It's not a bad spot. Yeah, it's not North Wales, it's not rocky and dramatic, but rolling English countryside. I say it every time. It has its own charm, especially in good weather. We've camped here before. We camped just there. But lovely. Absolutely beautiful. There's the village that we went to the pub at. Yeah, it's good to be back out again. Yeah, so we were going back to Europe, and we were going to take the e-bikes and WILDCAMP in the Pyrenees and do a bit of stuff we didn't get to do on the road trip last year because Marley was with us, but then bloody COVID happened. So as from next week, we're just going to do probably North Wales and go up to the Scottish borders, do some riding, maybe a WILDCAMP, all in the van. 2 weeks, cannot wait. But yeah, like I said, we had planned to go to Europe. But going back a good bit now. The week before lockdown started, obviously, that was Marley died the day before lockdown started. And the weekend before that was my 50th birthday. And we'd gone to, we had a lovely meal out on the Friday with all the family. They all took me out and we went to the local pub restaurant. We had a great night. And on the Sunday, Lucy had organised my favourite restaurant in Eindhoven. So we jumped in the van. I can't remember if I've told you this already. So we jumped in the van and off we went to Eindhoven, all happily, driving along. And then at 6:30, no, what was it? Yeah, 6:15, an announcement came on the radio as we were driving through Belgium, and it said that Holland was going into lockdown at 6:30 that evening. Right on cue, 10 minutes later, the restaurant rang us as we were driving along and said, "We're ever so sorry, we've got to cancel our booking, we've been ordered to close." So we were stuck. There was nothing open, not a restaurant, not a bar, nothing. So we ended up having steak in the van in Eindhoven in a park and ride, turned the van round, got in contact with the ferry company, and they said just turn up at the port. They were just letting anyone come back. So then obviously we picked Marley up. So that was an absolute pain. So it's still affecting everyone's travel plans, and you never know whether you're going to get put on the at-risk list, and then you've got to isolate after you come back from France, Belgium, Holland now. So we're not going abroad. Like I said, we're going to Wales and Scotland at the end of next week, and I can't wait. I don't mind. I love our country, and I think it's great. I think we should all go on holiday in this country and pump money back into it. Let's face it, it needs it, and we're not the only country. Everyone else is in the same boat. So I think it's a good thing, because I was watching telly the other day. 18 million Brits go to Spain every year. Now, can you imagine if all those go on holiday in this country? It's, self-explanatory. Anyway, that's my rant over with. There's the tent, or the tarp. Last night we put a photo on Instagram, And Scott said, I remember that tarp, and it was when we went to Plumlimon and we had horrendous storms, gale force winds, and Scott had just got his tent and he bought it to do the Tour de Mont Blanc, and he thought, I don't want to risk it, so we said jump in ours, and this thing took it like a boss. It didn't falter, and it never does. And this is the same one we used in Spain, the same MLD Trail Star copy that was 30 quid. Was it £30, Luce? Yeah, 30 or £40 off the internet. So if you're bike packing, these are absolutely brilliant, because one, you can sleep on the left of the pole, your whole bike can fit in the right hand side. Yeah, obviously you need a pole, or you can fit a hanger and hang it from a tree, but I wouldn't like to do that. Yeah, the bike's been brilliant. I've still got 80% battery, which I'm sure is going to drop off as soon as we start the next climb up that way. But the bike's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Lucy's, I must admit. Absolute game changers, these bikes.
I've turned my alarm off. Do you want me to put it back on?
No, that's fine. Yeah, the alarm did well, didn't go off at all. Even though this was attached to it, and I can't even get that in the ground. It's that hard, this ground. So, yeah. All good, great to be back out. I couldn't bring the drone, it was up to 40-mile-an-hour winds yesterday. It was pointless, so there's no nice drone shots. And it's really hard to make a video. It's not like a walking video. It's really hard to make it interesting, to be honest with you, because I can't really, well, I can. I'll try and stop on the way home and do a few ride past shots and views, but I don't know, there's something about riding. Once you get going, you just keep going, you know, especially when you've got help. Anyway, we've got a kettle on again, so we're going to have another brew. I'll catch you later. Well, that's the second coffee drunk, breakfast had. But here's a lesson. Lucy had a little gander up here last night, and she said, oh no, there's lots of stuff dumped and it's a rough bit. And then we came up here with the torches later on. As you can see, it's not particularly nice. Bear in mind, that's where our tarp is. Loads of stuff dumped, and down here is all farmers' rubbish and that, but then we found this. Look at that for a little camping area. Beautiful old trees, open space. Obviously been used for fireplaces, which is a shame. But look, there's an old water tank dumped over there, and someone who's camped up here's dumped all their camping stuff. Arseholes, excuse my French. But yeah, if we'd have known, we'd have just pitched in here, but we wouldn't have last night. I must admit that because of the wind, it was too windy to be under the trees. Up to apparently 45 mile an hour gusts we had last night, but constant 40-mile-an-hour winds for a few hours. Still a bit breezy now. Well, yeah, lesson learned. Scout out the area properly. I never do. That's my worst habit. I say, right, let's camp here, and that's it. I should look around. There's always somewhere better just round the corner. But saying that, we wouldn't have had this view. Not that it's out the front of our tent, but we are going to get packed up and we'll catch you on the trail. One thing I didn't mention was the backpack I used for this, because gosh, I must have had this, could be anything, 14 years maybe, I don't know. But it's a Vord TransAlp. It was made and designed for the original TransAlp race, the mountain bike race across Europe, and it is brilliant. I think it's around 30 litres, but obviously it is a mountain bike backpack, so it's absolutely perfect. You can open up the bellows, as I've done, to fit more in. But the beauty of this is it will fit a spare e-bike battery in it from top to bottom, and there aren't many packs. I think the Evoc does, but there aren't many packs that will do that. So yeah, this is my absolute favourite rucksack for long distance mountain biking or bike camping. Yeah, I'm not sure if they make them anymore. I don't know, I'll have to look it up, but I can recommend these highly. Okay, that's us all packed up, ready to go. Another mountain biker. Morning.
Morning.
Lovely Santa Cruz, I love them. Anyway, that's the tarp. You can see the size of my hand. It's perfect for this. Right, that's us all done. That is exactly where we camped. No trace. So we're heading off, and we've got to make it up to, I think it's the A29 up here. And then there's a nasty climb, but we'll be alright on these bikes obviously. But there's a climb straight through I think it's a wheat field. My God, is it hard. So we're going to head off. We'll see you on the trail. Clocked up 20.5 miles, and I went down to 2 bars at 18.5. So easy, still got another 12-15 miles left in the tank. But we are only, what is it? Oh, 2 miles away from getting back to the van. Let's just hope the van's in one piece. Hey, Luce. Excuse me, I've got one of those maple thingy bars, granola bars, stuck in my chops. I just stopped here for a rest, not because we needed a rest, because you tend to just miss it all otherwise, but what a place to camp this would be. Look at this, tarp between the trees, or even a hammock. What a spot on place, it's so well protected. These trees aren't falling over at all. Perfect.
MLD just in this little hole here.
Yeah.
Near my lobby.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll stay here one day.
Definitely.
Look, if you had a little tarp to hang, you could just tent to hang off there. Perfect. And it's brightening up. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Look at that view. Lovely. Well, that's us fed and watered. Nice little rest. Back at that tree behind us. Really nothing. A little bit of a climb, but really nothing hard ahead. A couple of miles. Actually 1.5. Oh no, 2 miles actually. So, unless anything interesting happens, we'll see you back at the van. That's us done, back at the van. And it hasn't been broken into, my old beaten up Geppetto. Still there, still going strong. Yep, Lucy's got 3 bars left. I ended up with, have a look, I've still got 40% left. 24%, right, and that's after 23 miles fully loaded, so not bad. Easy 30-mile ride without being loaded up. So yeah, good news. Oh. Rudely interrupted by an ambulance. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us on this one. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye bye.